Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Good afternoon to everyone. Hi, my name is Munib. I'm the founder and CEO of AHAD. I'd like to welcome you all to our first Tech Talk. In this Tech Talk, the idea of is to actually introduce and bring the creative and innovative leaders in the business and the technology space and share their experience. One of the most important aspect here also is to humanize the IT and especially our subject matter experts who are doing uh, an immense contribution to our society. So we have with me here my colleagues as who are my co-founders as well as we have a VIP guest. We would like to begin with an introduction. Rohan, over to you.
Hello, audience. My name is Rohan. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at AHAD, and I'm very pleased to meet you all virtually.
Hi, guys. First of all, Ramadan Kareem to all the audience watching. And yeah, we are excited to be here as the first Tech Talk for AHAD, and we are looking forward to a lot more. So, guys, thank you for joining. The primary agenda for this Tech Talk, excuse me, is to introduce business leaders, innovative and creative leaders who are responsible for the technology within their large enterprises, right? And we are in these unfortunate, uncertain times, and the technology spectrum is really changing. It's evolving. We as a region are adopting to technologies that we never thought we would. We are going completely cloud. The governments are going completely cloud, right? There's so many transformations happening around the region. So we have Shah Mohiuddin from Inflight Dubai to shed some light on how he is managing Inflight Dubai from a digital transformation strategy perspective and a technology perspective as well. Hi, Shah.
Hi, assalamu alaikum, everybody. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me here. I'm the business unit program manager of Inflight Dubai. So, Inflight Dubai, how we are managing it? Inflight Dubai, first of all, for the audience, it's indoor skydiving facility. Mostly people know about skydiving. So, it's an indoor skydiving facility which actually have the same taste like skydiving, the experience of free fall, and the best way to learn body flying sport. So it's actually adventure sport with thrill and energy together. So it's an amazing, and you can say it's more addicted sports nowadays.
Nice. So very nice. I mean, honestly, I don't think I've been to Inflight Dubai yet, but the whole idea of flying, I mean, it's an adrenaline rush for anybody to experience that activity per se, because I haven't, so I'm sort of lost for words as well, because I don't really know how to. Oh, you have? Shed some light on that.
I have. It was a beautiful experience. It's all about body control. I think I've been very lucky to have one of the best in-flight skydivers, to help me fly inside the tunnel. And I think within 20 minutes, I could go roughly around 90 to 100 meters from the ground level. It's a superb experience. I recommend everyone should try the Inflight Tunnel at the Inflight Dubai.
Actually, Ankit, you should plan it with your family, even Munib also, because it's one thing. One thing is very amazing here, that Inflight Dubai is not only a state-of-the-art facility, but it's one of the best wind tunnel, which actually is a standard quality wind tunnel for a coaching purpose. And you can see that right still now in Inflight Dubai, even if there was a COVID situation or if there was a lot of isolations, like athletes were isolated. But again, Inflight Dubai was it's outshined with in worldwide with the best approach towards bringing the people here. So bringing all experts here in Dubai, and letting the audience here, local audience, to learn different kind of flavor of body flying. So something which is in town. So you guys should have to try once, and you will feel it. It's most addicted, and I bet that you're gonna be addicted towards it.
Okay.
So Shah, one more thing. Apart from the UAE residents, the tourists, who else are your customers? From the do you also work with military, paramilitary, Air Force, Navy, etc.?
Yeah, so Inflight Dubai main focus is basically we have three main categories of the customers. One thing is the skydivers, because skydivers, for them it's a fun, for them it's a learning environment, for them it's a simulator of free fall, where actually they develop, they strengthen their wings, and so during free fall they can do a lot of movements. The second big customer is military, because military paratroops, these teams, actually they have, this is a permanent training course for them, to wear, like, so they have different kind of situation. Like in military there must be some kind of skydiving kind of trainings, but mostly they have a select, a rule of course. They have a step of course, with some kind of dummy weapons, dummy equipments which they're gonna wear. So Inflight Dubai has another expertise in it, that because we have expert trainers who actually are trained to train the military, with the demo and raps, while they are doing the skydiving, while they're doing in-floor skydiving. So these are our main customers. The third main customers are our first-time flyers, the VIPs, the fun lover, the fun or extreme sports lover, the athletes. These are our third category of the customers. So when I'm saying my customers, so these are the three stakeholders actually. They normally, in-flight Dubai or indoor skydiving normally appeal them.
Lovely.
Is it
Thank
clear?
Okay.
you, thank you, Shah, for that insight. It sounds exciting, very very exciting. I'll be sure to try it out soon. Munib,
Guys,
let's start with the.
Indeed. And today's theme, by the
Good.
way, our audience in particular should know, will be touching, especially when it comes to IT and cyber, will be touching base on digital transformation, how things have evolved, especially for InFlight, and Shah to share his own personal experience. And especially from those experience, the idea would be for us to also learn, to see how things have been changing, how things have been adopted in this pandemic. And as we know, as things have been evolving and with people and businesses going back to normalcy, it's very very important for us to know and especially share those learnings with each other to say how we can improve things. So Shah, over to you. If we have to specifically shed some light on how COVID changed and the pandemic changed in flight, as far as your experience was concerned, could you shed some light on that?
okay, so the pandemic actually, it's the situation affected whole business environment, not only in the region, but actually it's worldwide, and everybody know that. So there isn't any more words on it. Dubai, or what In-Flight Dubai have done, as basically we just followed. If I give a simple answer for that, so we just follow the vision of Dubai. So Dubai, as everybody know, that it's famous for hospitality and warm welcome. And Inflight Dubai just, it's follow the same vision, and we just contributed towards it, because what our the Abdullah Mansouri, if I mention his name, Abdullah Mansouri, head of Skydive Dubai, head of Inflight Dubai and Gyrocopter, his vision was to develop community, and that vision was very clear. So the thing is, during pandemic, when we started up to the vision to develop community, develop the trust of community, bring people here, so then we started up a lot of other activities where actually we invited the best indoor skydivers, the best
Shah, I think there's a bit of disturbance in the network or connection, or is it just me?
No, I saw that disturbance as well on my side.
Mhm. Okay, maybe Shah,
It's probably
in
his
case
network.
there is some issue with your network, if you
Yeah.
can, in case you can have a look.
No, it's still the same. Shah, I would recommend if you could log out and quickly log back in again.
Yeah, till Shah does that, I'd like to also share my experience, especially how COVID has transformed how me, my colleagues, and obviously the co-workers have seen it completely transforming the way we have done businesses. I still remember the days where we used to interact and request customers for a virtual meetup or for at least a WebEx, and the customers were always about, no, please come. I would like to love face-to-face interaction and in-person meetings. Whereas almost, I would say, if I'm not wrong, more than 90% of the meeting today are only happening online, virtually, with the same customer, with the same. Especially, we have a huge, especially women in cyber and in IT as well, which is very much encouraged as well. And we have seen at least the barriers being broken, where people are now more easily interacting with each other, which is also a very, very improving sign towards how do we actually adapt, because this is where the situation clearly demanded and required for all of us to actually adapt to the situation and make sure how we can
Yeah,
sustain as well as continue with our usual or daily operations, just in a different way.
yeah. I think it initially when the pandemic broke out and all of us had to sort of be in a lockdown and we weren't allowed to meet, have physical meetings, and I think initially it was a bit challenging for so many companies. But now it's become the common norm to have these meetings virtually. But I still feel a little strange because I'm a very people's person kind of a person, and I like to interact. And a physical meeting is always very much different, has a completely different vibe, and the communication is a lot better in physical meetings than it is virtually. So while virtually does get the job done, but I would always prefer physical meetings. So I'm waiting for times to be normal again.
Excellent. So I think we have Shah back. Shah, I think if you can speak up just to verify that the network connectivity is taken care of, you're good to go.
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me properly now?
Yeah.
We can hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Clear. So
Okay.
Shah, if I
So we
ask,
were,
yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah, actually, the question was about the business situation in Corona activities,
Correct. Yeah. How
Corona
things have
stuff.
changed all for you.
Yeah, actually, but I'll just continue with my words that when there was a Corona there and all the pandemic was there, I think Ankit left or what?
He's joining shortly. Yeah, please go ahead, Shah.
Serious network issues today.
Activities were on stake. Athletes were
Shah,
isolated.
yeah, go ahead, Shah, because there was some disconnection. So please continue.
It's okay. So disconnections are also pandemic. It's okay. So during Corona stuff, like when this pandemic started, there, actually the sports activities were isolated. Like mostly the sports activities was on stake, and the athletes were isolated that time. So that was the time actually the Inflight Dubai initiated, according to the vision. We invited the skydivers, the best athletes, the indoor skydiving experts, European champions, world champions, to come to Dubai and continue their sports activities. While we were inviting them, we started customized coaching. So basically, the local community, our local clients, our local flyers, local skydivers, they can get different kind of flavor of indoor skydiving from different experts and to learn and develop their flying skills. And that's that helped us. So that was a small initiative which we took in January. We invited European champions, Cesar, Luis, Alex. We invited British champions. We invited world champion, Mr. Greg. Now, one of the best indoor skydiving and skydiving name, Rob John. He's in town. He's doing his boot camps, coaching there. And after that, we will have a pleasure to have the tunnel machine Leon from Russia. His schedule is not confirmed yet, but he's planning to come in this summer. So there are a lot of such kind of activities where actually what is the vision, as I mentioned before, that Abdullah Mansouri had a vision. Like his vision is to develop community. So the same way to develop community, we are trying to bring a lot of experts in town. We are trying to give a lot of different taste and flavors of indoor skydiving to our audience. So how it's happening when the different kind of free fall experts, when the different kind of skydivers, when they're coming in town, so they have a different techniques, they have a different abilities, which actually is strengthening my client list. This is strengthening my stakeholders, my flyers to be like to motivate to develop their flying skills. So that's actually how we did it. So it was a
Shah, I
test,
have a question.
and
I have a question. I mean, apart from building the community, did it also help improve your revenue post-pandemic into 2021?
yes, yes, yes. So if you can go, if you can check the worldwide indoor skydiving business, Inflight Dubai's graph is continuously improving, and it's outshining whole worldwide. Like our graph from the last 3 months is the best business graph, a revenue graph, as compared to any other wind tunnel in the world. So it's not only so that's why I'm saying the developing community always affect the customer loyalty, and it's always increase the business graph, revenue graph. So that's what actually our vision was, and our business and revenue graph is definitely improving. It's improving very golden numbers there.
Wow, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Lovely, lovely. That's great to hear, Shah. Thanks for that. Shah, one of my, one of the things that's really picking me is to understand what exactly is your digital transformation strategy for all of the above that we've just talked about. The pandemic and the working cultures have changed, and transformations are happening. So how is Inflight looking at the transformation strategy?
Okay, so it's not only the digital transformation is not only one side where Inflight is looking for, but it's a totally dynamic, different ways where actually we have focused. One thing is that the solution which we have, where actually we are keeping the data of all connected customers and their devices. Second thing is that when we go towards the database of the customers, those are buying hours, those have a credit hours, because normally our unit is minutes and hours in a tunnel. So the customers ask us how much time they have in a credit. The customer can ask, the customer can log in and check their credit balance. The customer can check their all bookings. And the customer can check all their records from last 3-4 years. When they flew, when they started buying their credit, and how it moves. So it's a clear, transparent information which we are giving to the customer. Second thing, which actually now we are moving forward, is a digital is a chatbot, which actually we are almost in a POC stage, and most probably within this year we're going to implement it. So that is also again giving a step of facility to the customer, that they can book, they can reschedule, they can cancel, and they can purchase. The offers are credit, are time, whenever they want, according to the available slots. So this is a new thing which actually will avoid a lot of telephone calls from the customer side, and they can easily from the chatbot reschedule, cancel, and book their time to fly in a tunnel. So that's one more step we will move forward. And again, like
That's a very interesting use case.
Yeah. So that's something we have, because keeping in view the number of audience we have, keeping in view the busy schedule we have. So average, our schedule is almost 10.5 hour tunnel running time a day. So which is a big
Wow.
running time. So during this time, everybody had a pressure. The customer support services, which is one of the best services we have. So we wanted to make it more easy and for the customer to check the schedule, to see that when is available slots they can avail, and also they can book and reschedule without calling anybody. So that's one thing which we are moving forward, and most probably within this year, we're going to implement this new strategy.
Lovely, lovely. So, I mean, it makes sense for sure, but you know what really caught my attention was the chatbot bit, because the minute you mentioned chatbot, there are so many ideas that run through my mind, because there are so many things you can automate. There are so many things that could be done, right? So I'm very much interested in that specific use case, but I'm sure we can touch base on that once that project matures a little more and is properly deployed full fledged. Maybe we could have a success story from you for sure.
Yeah, sure, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. So you know, that's the digital transformation part of it, and we as a company like AHAD, right? For example, AHAD stands on some key pillars, right? That's some key pillars which are a primary nature of business, of which one of them sure is digital transformation, but you know, one of our key pillars also is advanced cyber defense, right? So that's the cybersecurity bit of it. So that's where my next question is sort of directed to, which is, what is your cybersecurity strategy, and how do you plan to go about it in 2021?
As Inflight Dubai belongs to Shamal Group, which was a part of Miras before. So we have like our main focus towards the cybersecurity, towards the endpoint security, towards the servers and everything like firewalls. It's already defined as a policy for all the units to implement it. So we are more focused on it. We have signed up new vendors, new partners in this case, especially on the web surfing, especially on the controlling the cyber attacks. So there are a lot of things going on which actually are sign up are actually are in the proposal scenario, but still like we not only in flight but in flight, skydive, zipline, Dubai, Dubai Phil, all the units which we have under Shamal. So they all have one static rule of security, cyber security, and policies which actually are implemented. And more or less that the data center security, the backup security, all these securities, like a lot of things, a lot of licenses, a lot of vendors we have already, which I cannot mention the name, but still there are a lot of things that signed up for this year to move forward, because you know that mostly the last year we experienced the work from home environment, and then we experienced a lot of so that work from home environment was again something which is giving access to the database, which is giving access to your storage with unsecure path. So that's what actually we this year we are trying to bring some more things, some more secure, or you can say uh, some more firewalls and kind of that to protect the data in more good way, like in a more protective way. So that's what actually is sign up, and a lot of things are in the pipeline, which actually after May onward we're gonna implement.
That's great to hear. I mean, there are very few companies that at least we come across with, because we're in the customer-facing business, right? And most of the companies don't, first of all, don't understand cybersecurity for what it truly is, and second, even if they do, they're not really following the best practices, or you know, the cyber hygiene, for example, which are the absolute basic controls, right? And I'm really glad to hear that Inflight Dubai is taking security very, very seriously, and they've got an entire roadmap that you've sort of just told us about on the security front of protecting your data, and while maintaining those business controls, and providing secure access to your employees who are working from home at the same time, right? I think you guys are headed definitely in the right direction. Yeah. You know, so I'll sort of touch base back on the digital transformation side of things. Why? Because Inflight Dubai as a company is, and correct me if I'm wrong, as a company is in the nature of business of providing unique experiences to its customers, right? So how is there a roadmap towards automating that customer journey from point A to point B, and all the experiences within that, you know, the engagement, the providing the experience, the feedbacks, the controls, all of that? Is there a roadmap to that, to customer automation? Let's call it customer automation.
So the roadmap for right now there is a roadmap already there. But again, for the future digital transformation, which actually I discussed with the chatbot and artificial intelligence, that's something that's again another modification. Like we modified our roadmap, and if it will implement in this year, then like our clients and our stakeholders will feel a different. So basically, it's something. The journey starts from the packages which we're offering, and the availability or publication of the packages, and then you can log in, you can register yourself, you can take you can book your slots, you can fly, and that's all the experience you have. Later on it will move on to, like, because it's an entertainment business, so you need your videos, you need your experience, you need your pictures while you are flying in a tunnel. So later on, we are integrating all these tools with one window, kind of digital, like digital
Like a
door,
single dashboard of all functions. Yeah.
or something, where actually customer can register, customer can get information and knowledge, customer will experience, and after experience, customer can have a pleasure having their videos, experience, and the tips for their learning as well. So that's what actually our main roadmap is, which like we wanted to modify it, and that's the first step is which I told you, that artificial intelligence and chatbot we are bringing in. But later on, this chatbot, the artificial intelligence technology, later on we can integrate it with our media, with our social media, with our local like media system, like with our database. So all these kind of things, we have a plan that we're going to integrate it later on.
What about WhatsApp, which is commonly used nowadays?
Yeah, so WhatsApp is the chatbot. Actually, I was not going into detail, but let me mention that what is the chatbot. So when somebody is calling 800 in flight, so so the customer, if he's registered, the number is registered. If it's not registered, like he will get a message on his WhatsApp from the same number, and that message will first verify the customer either with the name, with the phone number, whatever the unique ID is there. And then later on, from the WhatsApp, it moves on to the booking, to the checking of their balance, to rescheduling their booking, to cancel their booking, and to check the available packages. So that's everything will be on a WhatsApp, because you know that mostly people are using now WhatsApp instead of Facebook Messenger or something else. But although the same chatbot will be available on the Facebook Messenger as well. So more or less, like, our focus is on WhatsApp, because you can see that 80%, more than 80% people are relying on the WhatsApp communication, and the Facebook as well. So that's actually the whole journey, which I mentioned here about the chatbot and artificial intelligence. Actually, it's the PUC, what we will have now before the implementation, will be on WhatsApp.
Interesting.
This is actually amazing, and I would say this is actually the step in the right direction, because a lot of people have had their business completely transformed, especially considering the way the customers would want to interact with them. And this is more or less, I would say that this is how actually the public would want to make sure that they can reach out to you through all the channels possible. And especially with the young generations, the new generations upcoming, they again have their own preferred means of communication. So it's actually quite interesting to know that how actually your business is also making sure you can keep pace with the changing dynamics, as well as ensure that you can remain ahead of the curve, as well as provide a great customer experience also to the to at least the interested parties who you're serving today.
And it's an entertainment business, so you always need to be in front of your customers through all mediums. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So I think, Shah, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe, people are obviously tired staying indoors as much as they can, and we're all in the race of getting both the jabs for the vaccine. But do shed some light on, have you seen more customers come through to experience Inflight compared to the pandemic? Sorry, the non-pandemic times.
Actually, yes. Because the 2020, everybody was isolated. The athletes were isolated. The sports activity was not there. So in January onward, when we started up, in December 2020, and January, when we started up to inviting people, and to started up with the same vision which I discussed before, the developed community. And then we had a Sandstorm International competition, which was one of the big competitions we hosted here in January 28th. So We
Nice.
experienced a lot of footfall as compared to like during COVID, like all anyways, it's for 2020, and as compared to 2019 as well. So the footfall, the business, the interest has developed more. So it looked like for me, it's my own personal opinion. After pandemic, more or less, the outdoor activities are the sports activities has been increased, and that's because maybe people were pushed to be isolated there. But my side, that's only my opinion. But again, in Flight Dubai, the footfall increased more than 120%. The business increased, and we can say that the community increased.
So I think I'd be right to say that the pandemic has been the best marketing supporting tactic for Inflight Dubai to promote its business, right?
Pandemic was not a marketing like the only, as I told you that Dubai is like if you can see Europe, there is a lot of lockdowns in Europe. There are a lot of other countries locked down.
Yeah,
Dubai,
we're blessed to be in
uh,
this country.
so Dubai for being a best for welcoming people according to the and it's good to implement the SOPs of to keep the people safe. And then again, the rule, the it's very open environment. It's a very welcoming environment. So in this environment, actually, according to the SOPs provided by the way Health Ministry, according to the rules which we need as a educated residents, we need to take care of. I think when we are open in it, like when we open our facility, people already attracted. So it wasn't a big marketing strategy, a big marketing efforts we have done, but it was a test where actually we invited open heart people.
But
And
it
thanks
sort of
for that.
played in your favor.
Yeah. But thanks for
Yeah.
that, the guys as well. Thanks for these experts. They accepted our invitation, and we all share hands. Like basically, it was their interest, our interest. We all share hands to develop again the community. We give life to the indoor skydiving business again, and that's a big contribution.
Sure. And sure, maybe just something to remember, especially now with Expo 2020, almost around the corner, end of the year. So maybe that's also something, especially even our international audience who's joining us today. Maybe it could be a great experience for you to actually go visit Inflight. So, Shah, maybe any special plans that you may have in play for Expo 2020?
Yeah. So what
Or
I
Ramadan offers for that matter, if you guys have any.
you will have a Ramadan offer. We are already, it's a 50% offer is going on since December because as I told you that developed community, it's not only then inviting people, but actually giving them, sharing the hand from both sides. So 50% discount is already announced since December 2020. And during Ramadan, we have some special gifts as well. The digital transformation question, when you asked me at that time, I told you about the chatbot, artificial
Yeah.
intelligence. This is more focused towards the expo because we know that our audience is going to increase 250% more. And that's why our plan is to open Inflight Dubai facility for 7 days a week and 24 hours a day.
Excellent.
That's
To
great.
open our, so that's actually if we go with the chatbot artificial intelligence, so that's gonna
Yeah.
help our audience more like they can easily book their slots, they can easily avail the opportunity of different packages which we have, and they can easily come there. So it's a lot of activities moving on, and then because we are located in Dubai Marga, so there are a lot
Right.
of activities around us. There is a skydive drop zone. There is a sky hub. There is a MX ride for the dirt rides. There is a sport bikes, horse riding, camel. So there are a lot of activities around us. The difference, like the business is totally different. It's not connected with us. But again, it's a full Murgam community. So if one visit here, the visitors, so then they will have almost 50 to 60 activities, extreme sports activities here, apart
Wow.
from in. So that's why the location is amazing. It's easy for us to do the marketing, and it's a very welcoming place for the audience, even visitors, even the residents to come and enjoy their time with their family and friends.
Yeah, Shah, I
Yeah.
think with all that, you just have convinced me. Now, at least this activity is on my bucket list.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Same here. With all the
Thank
offers
you very
going
much
on,
for
I don't
having me.
want to be missing out on that. But I think that this was great insights, and I think Inflight Dubai has quite the things planned for 2021. Given the fact that there have been so many roadblocks and so many bombs across the road, for the entire year, with pandemic and so many other things, but Inflight seems to keep going forward with so many transformation and strategies in place. I'm sure it'll definitely act in your favor.
And also, we will ensure that all our customers also visit Inflight during this time.
Yes,
I
yes,
believe
we will.
you'll give a superb discount to them as well.
We will give them a special voucher for that.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. So I
guys,
think Munib,
wanting to avail the offer, please shoot an email to Rohan at ahad-me.com. So you can also avail this discounted voucher, especially on courtesy of Ahad, and special thanks to Inflight and Shah Mohiuddin for that. Ankit, for the conclusion note.
Sorry, Munib, say that again.
Over to you, just for the conclusion note. I think.
Well, lovely. Yeah. So Shah, thank you so much for joining this call and providing insights on what Inflight is about and what you guys have been up to and what is your roadmap looking like for 2021. Also, thank you for reciting those offers. So hopefully through us as well, you may have a few customers, and we'll be sure for those customers to tell you that they've come through us. Just so you know. And everybody else who was watching this live, we will be sure to mention the details in the comments below in the description. So yeah, I think this has been a great session, and this has been a fantastic first tech talk for AHAD as a company as well. So we are very much thankful to Shah for joining us and having a chat with us.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Keep your mask on.
Cheers. Bye.